Yeah. So once again, good morning. Let's get started. So if you have any doubts, I will take it up at the last, guys. We will have at last 10 minutes to discuss about your queries. So please keep handy with your doubts or queries so that we will have at last 10 minutes to discuss the further about this training. So now, what is Looker BA? So usually we will call it as a Looker. It is a BA tool. Why I mentioned as a look Google. It is a now Looker is a part of Google ecosystem. It is a Google product. In 2019, before 2020, it was a separate Looker is a separate company, separate entity. Google has acquired for uh, Google has acquired into announced to acquired in 2019, and they have integrated with their ecosystem in the 2020. So since people doesn't know about the Looker, so I kept as a Looker BA. So they don't know like it is from like which cloud provider and who is belongs to this product. So that is the reason I made it as a Google. So from 2020 onwards, it is a Google, the product is from Google ecosystem. So the agenda of today training is the BA introduction, the evaluation or transformation of BA from our monolithics to our modern BA. From olden days, how was the BA ecosystem and how it is transformed to the how it is transformed and evolved to the current BA platform. Then Looker introduction, how it is built to a different product or different architecture compared to the other BA tools. Then why we have to go for the Looker, what are the features about the Looker, then Looker customizations, what and are is possible, then what are their current pipelines, how they have, what is the 2024 roadmap, what and all going to, align with this product, the Google, their roadmap, then Looker interface. So let's see what is business intelligence. So business intelligence is an application or tool where we can use some portion of data or whole information of the data or whole information of the system to transform raw data into the meaningful information to help our business users or business owners to take better data-driven decisions. So why we are calling data-driven decisions? Based on the data which we are providing to them, according to that, they will take the decisions and they will change their business plans. So in this, we will use this business intelligence application or tool to take some data from the database or to take whole information of the database according to the request. Then we will convert that raw data or data into the graphical representation. Then we will share with the business owners so that will help to the business owners to take better decisions to perform well their business. They will take the decisions according to the graphical representation of the visualization which you shared. Then they will act accordingly. Let's take one example. So that's everyone knows in India, Ambani. So they are having the trends, Reliance Trends. The trends is having, if you go, there is a women's wear, men's wear and kids wear. So always business owners, they doesn't know about the technical terms like, number of sales, number of profit, total counts, total revenue, these all things. Or they don't know about the database, they don't know about the, .NET or technology terms. They always know about they only think about the numbers, like how much sales we have done, what are the profit we have gained out of it, what is our total selling price, what is our total cost, these things. They don't know about all the technical terms. So for example, the Ambani wants to know, or else in the Ambani is under his management, there are different business sectors. There are some particular people who made some business strategies for the Reliance sector. So the business people who are managing the trends, they wanted to know how the business is performing in the how it is performing in the last year, for suppose. So if you share your data in the Excel from particular store, women's wear this much profit, and men's wear this much profit, and kids wear this one, and next month February, January this much, February this much. In Excel format, they doesn't understand about that. So if you share in the graphical representation like graphs, like trends, if you see, if you share like this way, they can easily understand. They can easily understand how their business is performing in, let's suppose this is a January, this is a February, how it went, whether it is a down or whether it is increased. Like menswear one, kidswear one, and women's wear one. They can easily understand by seeing the visual representation of the graph, by seeing this. For example, sales, purchase, and expenses. So when see this one, they can understand how it is. The sales are there in the January. The sales are decreased if you see in February. The sales are again down. The sales are again increased in April. So when seeing this representation in the graphical format, they can easily understand. That's where the business application will come, intelligence, and plays in the crucial role. So now when you when you have the data, like in the database, you will take some portion of data that is last year data. Then there are women's wear and menswear and kids wear. You will prepare the graph for that. Then you will share with the business users. Then they can easily notice that which business is performing well. Let's suppose that kidswear is not performing well. What they will do? They compare to menswear and womenswear, kidswear is not performing. They will take business decisions accordingly. They will focus more on the kidswear. They will do more promotions so that they will bring the much customer base because of they will give more promotions on the kidswear. They will give more discounts on the kidswear. They will take better decisions or giving the good offers, giving the promotions. They will gather the crowd pooling so that they will increase the sales on the kidswear. Once the sales is increasing, automatically your revenue will become much better. So that's where it is placed in the crucial role when it comes to the business intelligence. So you are the guy who will interact with your business owners, and according to the information which you are providing, they will take the better decisions. So you should be in more focus. You have to provide the relevant information and correct information to the business users. So you should be in the more focus because you are at the end discussing with the business owners. So see, if you take Java guy, if you take .NET, if you give data engineer, they doesn't have any interaction with the business side. They will always focus about the technology side. So that's where you have to be in the more focus. This is business intelligence. So if you see in practice in modern intelligence, when you have the comprehensive of your organization data, you will have like in Edge, whatever you can share, whatever you can create the visual representation, share with the business users, so that they can quickly adapt the market and they will put on the changes what they have to take according to their business. So business in modern BA solutions nowadays, the business users, they are in more self-service analysis and governed data trusted platform, so that it will be empowered to the business users and to take speed to insights, because they don't want to come and say that business intelligence or data analyst guy, I need this report. They for any ad hoc request, they want to create the report according to their need. So what you need to do, we have to make ready to the information, any particular explore and any particular data set, so that they can create ad hoc request their own. That is where this modern BA solution. So let's see line further. This is the evaluation of landscape. I hope, I believe what is BA intelligence, what is the role of business intelligence guy, and how it will plays a crucial role in the business. You understand. If you have any doubts, you can ask me at the last. So next is evaluation of business landscape. So in 2020, 2020 or below 1996, the monolithic stack schemes like Cognos, IBM Cognos, MicroStrategy, and SAP Objects. How that ecosystem is built, how it has when it comes to the business intelligence. This is the data warehouse. They will pull some particular data according to the request. They will extract the data and they will transform and load the data. The data which they pull according to the request, they will do the modeling, they will do the indexing. On top of that, they will prepare the report. So in this scenario, you doesn't have self-service capabilities. The user doesn't have self-service capabilities. It is time to value. For example, the report which you shared with them, they need some additional information, which is not there in the report. So again, what you have to do, what the business users have to do, they have to contact with the data analyst that say that I need this information. This is not there in that. Again, they will come to you. Again, you have to transform extract the requested information. Again, you need to transform and load it. You have to do the modeling and indexing. Then you have to create the report. So obviously it will time taken. So it doesn't have time to value. So since there is no information when you shared it first time, they doesn't create the report their own, even though you shared with the data set. So they doesn't have self-service capabilities. So since it is hard to reach every time to you, the platform is there are some restrictions with the platform. The platform is not feasible to the business users. It doesn't have any scalability. So there is no scalability to them. So there is no agility. So the data latency will be there. The data latency in the sense, the report generation, like loading time, it will be huge when it comes to the olden BA stack. So data latency. Hardly we will get in wave one. Governance. Governance is in the sense, for example, I am the business owner who belongs to the finance. You are the business user who belongs to the e-commerce. There are different business users according to their business. So they wanted to see, they should see only related information to them. Whatever the information which is not related to them, which is not having access to them, they should not see about it. This is the row level security or object level security we will implement in the business intelligence sector. So hardly in wave one, we do have governance. So we doesn't have self-service, time to value, scalability and agility and latency. So from there, there are different wave to business intelligence applications came, like Quick View, Quick Sense, Tableau, Power BI. In this wave 2, we used to follow much about cubes. We much follow the workbooks. So what will happen in this scenario? From data warehouse, according to the request, we will extract multiple subset of data and we will maintain in some data marts. Like for example, the data warehouse is having e-commerce data and finance data, some banking sector, like that different data, and we will maintain in the different data marts like this. There we will do the modeling and indexing. When you maintain different data marts, for example, you need a report that need entire information of the all related information, like all related finance, e-commerce data. So what will happen? Again, that will be issue because the data is having in the different data marts. Like data mart is nothing but extract some data, place into some place. That is called one data mart. If you are having multiple data marts, you doesn't know where your data is sitting. If you need comprehensive view of the data means, comprehensive means entire data of the view means you have to pull again from the all the data marts and create the report. It will be hectic for you. So when you extract on top of the data marts, we will create the cubes. We will maintain some workbooks. On top of that, we will generate the reports. So what will happen in this scenario? User, it will create some bottleneck. The bottleneck in the sense, usually happen bottleneck in the sense, we will discuss in the traditional approach and we will discuss in the modern approach. What is the bottleneck? So here, for example, you said some report to the user. He said that why it is happened, what did it happen? He doesn't understand. So you need some data to clarify the user much better, to make some different visualization, or to the information which you shared which is not sufficient. So what you need to do as a developer, again, whatever the data is requesting or whatever the data which you need to show him external additional information, you have to look into your cubes or you have to look into your data marts. So if you are maintaining different cubes, if you are maintaining different workbooks, it will make you, you don't quickly to know where the right data is sitting, in which cube the data is there, or which data mart the data is there. It will take time to you to know the data which is where it is sitting, in which cube it is sitting, and which workbook it is having, in which data mart it is having. It is time taken for you to identify the data. It will be difficult for you. Even if you identify, again, the cubes are depending on the data marts. You have to check the each data mart. Even when you check the data mart, if the data is not available, you came for first you check in cubes. You know the data is not there. Again, the data is came from which cube you will get to know. The cubes are depending on whatever the data marts. You will check again there. Again, the data is not available. At last, again, you have to go and extract the data from data warehouse and maintain again relevant data mart and relevant cube and report. It will create like to spend huge time for you, and it will difficult for you to identify the right data where it is sitting. So what will happen? It doesn't have like a time to value. So when you maintain like in this scenario, we will get the self-service capability because since we are having the multiple cubes, multiple workbooks, so whatever the data set which you are providing, they will create their own self-service capabilities, but it doesn't provide the governance. It doesn't provide the latency, like data loading is very fast because different cubes. For example, this report came from 3 cubes. So it will take to load entire cube information. Even though you are getting some particular data, it has to get the entire data from the database, then it will provide to you. So why, if you observed in Power BI or Looker, we have to pull the data first into the reporting. On top of that data, you have to create the report. You have to extract the data from database, whatever the request you need. On top of that, you need to create the report. If you need any additional information to amend the existing report, or if the user needs some self-service capabilities on the report which you said, is having providing entire data to them? No, because you are extracting some particular data and creating the report that does not have entire information. So it is not scalability, and hardly it will provide some, it does not provide these three, and it will provide less scalability, less agility, but hardly they will get the self-service view. So when it comes to the Looker, like third wave business platforms, like ThoughtSpot, Looker, these all intermediate layers, cubes, extracts, workbooks, these all the things, it will eliminate. Why? Because these, if you observe Tableau or Power BI Quick Lens, we need to extract some portion of data, or we need to extract the entire information to the reporting structure. Then you have to prepare the report on top of that. But here, it does not require to extract or pull any information to the reporting platform. It just connected to the data warehouse, and it will only pull metadata from the entire database. Entire database information or entire data, it will take only metadata into the reporting or Looker platform. So when the data will be loaded into the reporting means, when you connect it to the database, the Looker will take only from the database metadata of that. Metadata means what is the column, what is the column data type, what is the measure, what is the data columns, and what are the column names, and what are the type of the columns it will take. Like we will call dimensions and measures, right? So it will take only the columns which are there in the table. It will take column name and column type into the in Looker. When you create on metadata, when you create the explore or data set, on top of that, when you create the report, during the runtime of that report, when you click run, then it will send request to the database and it will pull the data. So that what will happen? Whatever the fields, whatever the dimension measures which you are using in the report, those only Looker will construct a SQL query to the database, and it will pull the data according to the SQL. It does not require to bring entire data which is there in the database to the Looker, or it does not require some particular data or particular which is there in the database bring into the Looker. That's where it is became trending tool. See, but it is having some lack of visualizations, but compared to Tableau and Power BI. But this year, Looker has made roadmap in 2024. They are making Looker Studio and Looker, both are the single platform. So that Looker Studio is nothing but a data studio, Google Studio. It is having very rich visualizations. So they will going to resolve the issue which is having the lack of visualization in the 2024. So is it clear, guys? What is wave 1, wave 2, wave 3? Can someone, can you respond in chat, please? Is it clear?
Yes, we're good.
everyone? Or do you have any doubt?
Yeah.
What is the differences between this? Very simple. Here, there are two things bottleneck will create. The bottleneck is if the client is happen, ask you when you provide the report, why did it happen? Why it is happen? Like that. You have to identify about that report, what is the data you brought from these cubes or data mart. If the data is not available from there, again you have to extract the data and load into the data marts, and from there you have to pull the data. It is the bottleneck. So always the report, the user has to be request to the data analyst, and he has to pull the data and maintain the data marts and provide to the user again. It is the bottleneck for them. Bottleneck means you can't find out the right data immediately, whatever they requested. It will take some time for you, and they have to wait until you provide. So here this all it will eliminate. So it is not only BI platform, Looker. It is a complete data platform. Why we are calling complete data platform means it will provide the reporting, and even using this Looker, we can create some custom apps. It can easily integrate with Slack or Teams or Box or Google Drive or Excel, GitHub. It is Git integrated platform. Whatever the metadata which you are creating, like measures, is all the things, it does not create in the database. It does not create in the Looker. It is created in the GitLab. The data which you are storing, it directly create in the GitLab. So Looker is integrated with the Git. 1 second, guys. So Looker is integrated with the Git. So it just collect the data from GitLab, and according to the data, whatever the prepare you report, it just to generate, Looker generate the construct some SQL according to the fields you selected. Then it generate the SQL and pull the data. Okay. The next is the traditional approach right now. So what is the traditional approach which we discuss? There is a data warehouse which is having raw data. From there, you know, the ETL team, they will collect the different data from the different upstreams, different data silos. They will collect the, I mean, they will collect the data from the upstreams. The ETL team will involve lot of transformations, because we will get the raw data. Raw data means it is unstructured data. It is not transformed data. The ETL team will involve for the transformations, and they will load data into the data warehouse. From there, BA team or a business intelligence team, a data analyst guy, will extract the data, and he will maintain the different extracts, and he will maintain the different silos. Silos in the sense different data marts and cubes. Then he will prepare the report. The business user now, he asked one question: what is happened? Then the data, then this business intelligence guy, what he have to do? He needs some information to explain to him, or the user need additional information. Then again, he has to look into the data, whether it is there or not in the cubes or extract. If it is not there, again, he has to go from the database or data warehouse. He has to pull the data. In the data warehouse also it is not there. Then he has to reach the ETL team. Then ETL team collect that data from upstreams, and even the data is available, but it is not transformed. Then again you have to involve to the ETL team. They will transform the data according to the business need. Then they will push into the data warehouse. From there again you have to pull it. So every time what you have to do in traditional approach, any new question which is business user is having, every time you have to go and start at the starting point where ETL team, again DBA and data and business intelligence team. So what will happen every time whenever new question is occurred to you, you have to depend on the ETL guy and data warehouse guy, again cubes and extracts, then report. It is called bottleneck issue because whatever user is asked you, you can't able to provide immediately or to take some time. Every time you have to depending on the this ETL guys or data warehouse guys, and you have to come and start from the initial onwards. So there are two things but usually happen. One is bottleneck, one is the choice. Bottleneck in the sense every time you have to go and start from the first to last or back to front. You have to depend. Choice means you have the relevant information. You know whatever he asked you, you are having the relevant information extract and cubes. But you doesn't know where it is sitting because since you are maintaining the different silos or extracts or cubes, you have to look into it. For example, this is the business guy, this is the data analyst guy, this is the business guy, this is the data. Different team members will be there, right? So different team members will be work on different reports. Even there are one report which you prepared. There are one report which I prepared. Okay, I need the report which you prepared. In that, I need one or two in the dashboard. I need one or two reports from you. So you have to share entire your workbook to your another data analyst or business analyst. So your team, within the team itself, it is very hard to collaborate between the team members. You have to provide entire workbook. Again, he has to take the data and keep here or edit that workbook and pull here. So this is called choose. So now modern approach, Looker, you can directly connect to the raw data or you can connect it to the transform data. Anything. Hello. Please go on mute. Okay. So in this scenario, what is time, guys? Okay. Another 15 minutes we do have. Let's see. So in this scenario, Looker directly connected to the raw data or else see here, if you observe here, it is transformed from A to D or A to L, link between them. So if you see, is this transformed data? No, it is untransformed data. Nowadays, every cloud BA platforms is following the same scenario. See, you may heard about the ETL and ELT, two terms, ETL and ELT. Did you heard about that, guys? ETL and ELT? Everyone. ETL, ELT. So ETL is nothing but extract, then they will transform it, then they will load. Who will do? ETL team, we will call it. They will collect the data from raw collection here, upstreams. They will transform it, then they will load it. But in modern approach nowadays, in every BA, in every cloud provider, everyone is following ELT. They just extract the data. They just extract the data. Then they will load it. At last, they are transforming it. According to the need, they are transforming it. They are not transforming initially. Why it will happen? What is the benefit out of it? So in this case, they need to transform entire data and load into the data warehouse. In this case, the transformation will happen according to the looker query, or else even they require transformation for other request, like for another, they need some different guys will works, right? Data for to make the website, to get the data from the database, pulling, displaying the website, different scenarios. Even they need, for looker we don't require, for suppose for another requirement they required. So at last they will transform. Why at last they will transform? In this scenario, they don't need to transform every data, the entire data of the whatever the upstream data which are they are getting. They will transform whatever the data which is required to them. Whatever the data which is required to them. They don't require to transform entire system of the data. They transform it only required data, which is transformation is required. So in our case, we can connect a looker either directly raw data or transform data. That's it can support both. See, the ETL team will just involve data engineers. So previously we do have ETL team DBAs. Nowadays in cloud providers, we do have data engineers. They have to create data pipeline. They have to everything. They only has to do it. Like these all are the cloud roles. We are the data analyst. They are the data engineers, data scientists. Like different all cloud roles is came. Data engineers, what they will do, they just to do the simple perform, extract and load it. They don't perform any transformations. So how looker works, once you connected to this data warehouse, modern data store, data warehouse, it just to pull the metadata from this. So whatever the transformations you can do within the looker, like you create a measure. For example, there is a sale price. You need total sale price, like total revenue. Total revenue, how did you get it? Total sales is what? That is your total revenue, right? So you just sum of the total sale price you will put it. The transformations, everything will have this lookml model only. This is called agile. Whatever the transformations which you require, you can do within the looker. This is the innovation will happen. So according to the transformations which you have done as a business data analyst, so once you try to prepare the report according to the fields, then looker construct one SQL. Then it will pull the data from the direct data warehouse. So even if new query is asked, even new question business users is asked to you, you don't need to go and see at first like that ETL team, data warehouse team, because you are having entire metadata. When you have the metadata, whatever the transformations, whatever the request, all the table fields you are having, all the table columns you are having, you can do everything in the looker itself. You don't need to go on depending on the ETL guy and the DBA guy. You can do everything in the looker itself when you are having the entire metadata of the database. Then according to the transformations which you have done, then looker itself will generate one SQL. You don't need to write a SQL here. Then it will pull the data. Then it will give it to the business user. Understand, right? Why it is very light platform, why it is very scalable and time to value platform, scalable platform. Any doubts, guys? Is it clear? Anyone is having any doubts? I'm ready to take it up, guys. So the looker solve all the problems, like scalability, governance, standards, self-service capabilities, flexibilities, agilities. So we will see from tomorrow what is Looker. I mean, I just explained the Looker ecosystem, how it works. So let me show you one thing. I don't know, we can hide it, right? Okay. Let me show you. So if you know the, SQL, it is very easy tool to learn. You can easily learn it. You don't need to depending on anyone. So SQL basic you must and should require, guys. So everyone will tell in the market that you don't need to SQL for every BA tool, but that is not true. The people who are really working, they understand what is the importance of the SQL. For every BA tool, SQL is must and should required, I can say.
Is this Quick Labs free or we need to pay for this?
That we will discuss. It is a free. So Looker, you don't need to install anything or Tableau or for like unlike other BA tools. It is like URL website. You just need one website. You will get one Looker URL. You just need one username and password. Like how we are logging into the any like Zomato you are logging, you need to provide username and password like this way. I provided, right? I just need one username and password. So if you see here, let me show you. There is a table called orders. See, these all are every table. So every table will create as a view in the Looker view. If you see, there is a order ID in the table. So you just to create one dimension. See, are we taking any data here? We are just to taking what is the column name, what is the column type, data type, number data type or string data type or something. It is coming from table. Table, the column name, table indicate the table. Column name is nothing but order ID. It is which table? The table which you used here. What is the table name? Table name is the order items. Let me show you. You don't need to worry. I'm moving very fast because I just wanted to show you. Right, it is okay. Let me take should work.
Venkat, you missed star.
Oh, so here I removed it, right? Top 10. No, there are some cloud training demo. Maybe I just started it, right? It is, the database which you are connecting, right? If you need any SQL help, if you need anything, you don't need to go and back every time. Go and log into Snowflake, go and log into the BigQuery. You can get the data from here itself. Like we will have, for example, SQL developer tool. We will have MS SQL tool to connect to the database and pull the data, right? Looker is providing here itself SQL runner. Okay. So here itself we can get it. I'm not sure. I don't know why it is unexpected string literal. Should work. I don't know. Yeah, now it works. See. See, are we getting entire data here itself? See, do we need to go and connect the data? No. See, now order ID. See, it is taking from order ID, user ID, returned. How many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So all 9 columns, looker will create one dimension. Every column will create one dimension in the looker. It does not take any data into the looker platform. It just create every table column as a dimension. Every table column as a dimension. You can create whatever measures you require. For example, I need total revenue. I am just taking type is sum measure, just creating I am taking sale price dimension. That's it. So we will discuss this one. Are we pulling any data into the looker? No. We are only taking metadata. Metadata means what is the column name, what is the column type, from where it is coming. That's it. So just to show you, let me show you. I just explained you, right? Looker will generate its own SQL to pull the data. So we doesn't have any data from the database right now. We have in the order items data set, we have order items, inventory item, all the tables, all the columns. I just need total revenue. I just need total revenue for completed orders, and I need, okay, yearly wise. Let's see. You just click on run, right? See, who created this SQL? Did you created any SQL here? No. So when you add the fields here, looker is automatically, see, you added, created here. What is the year? See, looker, there is a created yet one column in our database. It is extracting only year from that. There is a sale price in your column in the database. It is doing sum because total revenue. Understand? So during the runtime of the query, looker will generate the SQL and create the report. So it is not required to load. Did we brought into the all the views data here? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tables data. Did we brought 5 tables data into the looker? Like other BI tools from the database? No. We did not bring any data from the database. We just brought into from the database here only metadata once you connect to the database. So it is only pull 3 columns. 1 column from 3 columns from the order items. All the 3 columns from the order items. For example, you need department is from department database, department table. So you don't need to pull now all the 5 tables data. See, looker is generated, joins between that, left join, see, joins between the tables, and it pull the data only for these 4 columns. Understand? Clear, guys? Here. So the total revenue, all the measures you need to create in the looker itself. According to the fields you selected, looker construct one SQL. It pull the data from the database. You don't need to depend any ETL guy, any database guy. Whatever the tables which are there in the database, all the tables metadata you will get in the looker. So you can play with anything in the looker using those metadata, like column table like that. Okay, that's all for today, guys. How to contact you. This is my contact number. You can contact me. So that's all for today's session.
Yeah,
We will have,
Venkat, I have one curiosity question.
yeah.
Okay, so as I said, Tableau Power BI, they are able to connect other data sources like Oracle database and MySQL databases. Okay, it is possible to connect Looker to other databases.
Looker will connect 64 dialects, 64 databases as of now.
Mm.
You don't need to worry. All major.
Okay.
Major. Let me show you. There are, oh, sorry, it is came connection. It will connect all major. See, Amazon Redshift, for Amazon Databricks, and even virtual databases, Dinado, Google BigQuery. Even there is very, thanks for asking this question.
Yep.
See, if there are other BA tools, if you go Power BI or Tableau, always databases will upgrade, right, from version to another version. For example, Oracle it is 21C or something now.
Yep.
So previously it was 19C and 18C, 12C. So if you want to connect 12C version, is it possible in the Power BI in Tableau? No. Always you can able to connect only latest version. Am I right? But in Looker, you can connect according to your version. See, you can connect 2018 plus, 2020, 12 plus, 16, 17 plus, MySQL. See, for every database, version wise you can connect. PostgreSQL, according to the version wise you can connect. Sapana, see, versions. According to the versions you are having in your database, you can connect. You got it, my point? What I'm trying.
Yes, yes.
So when you, for example, you are maintaining your data for 2012C data, still you are maintaining. On top of that, you have changed your data into 19C and you have done lot of transformations. For suppose you need last, we don't, for example, even if you take SBI, you know, I know personally one of my friend is working in DCS SBI. There, if you go in online SBI website, you will get hardly last 5 years statement you can get it. You don't get beyond that. You get it hardly 5 years. There are some requests. You need to travel abroad or something. You need 10 years, last 10 years statement for you. For in database, you are having 5 years. That's why in UI, in online SBI, you are able to get it only 5 years. So you have to write a query to the email to the customer care team. They will send back to the particular team in the database technology side. The below 5 years data, even they will maintain last 10-year data in their olden databases. They don't maintain in the real-time database 10 years. Only 5 years they will maintain. Before 5 years one, they will maintain olden database. They have to pull from last 5 years databases. Then year 5 years, they will send it to you total 10 years data. Why they will maintain only 5 years? That is the rule. Like they don't want to mess up all the databases. They are giving the service only to provide 5 years. They wanted to, if they are maintaining for every customer 10 years, the platform will not scalability, right? Not feasibility. It will hard, it will become more unflexible. Okay?
Okay,
So
got
this
it.
is where you got it right.
Yeah.
So every database, you can connect to the version as well. So now they are integrated with the Looker Studio. 800 dialects you can collect in 2015. You don't need to worry. Like you can directly, for now you can't upload CSV, how we can upload in Tableau, Power BI. You can't connect CSV or marketing data, any marketing data dialect. So once Looker Studio integration will complete in 2025, you can connect 800 plus database dialects. You don't need to worry. Any
Okay,
doubts?
thank you so much.
No issues. Any other doubts? I'm ready to take it up, guys.
So as you said, like, I mean, to say data engineer team support is not required if you are using Looker, or else we are trying to minimize the usage of the data engineering teams.
Until unless the required data, which is, I mean, see, for example, let me take in my case or some your case. There are some different tables in our database. Once you connect it to the database, all the tables metadata will come into the Looker. That's what our understanding, right? Let's suppose there are some new requirement is added. In UI, always we provide different features, right? For example, there are your profile in the SBA, online SBA to you. In profile, right now, we do have country field only. I need state field also, let's suppose. For now, state field is not there. Our roadmap is next quarter something, as a development team, we need to add one state field. So if you need to add state field, what you need to do initially, you need to create one state field in the UI, right? Who will create state field in the UI? Either .NET guy or Java guy. Is it clear now? Java guy or .NET guy. So once you create the state field, while creating the new account, while creating the opening the new account, they have to enter the state field as well. Once they enter the state field data has to be stored in the database, right? So you have to create in that particular profile table one state field as well. Who will create that one? Data engineering guy. Who will create? So you have the state field in the database, which is newly created in the database. Okay. So as a data analyst, as a BA developer, you have that one newly added field is there in the database. Now you have to create new dimension in the Looker. It is from front to, last to first. You don't have any issue. You don't have any dependency now. But request came from user side. I need state field also for my users. On that state, I need to get how much sales I have done, how much profit I have done. Right now, you don't have any state field. So the second scenario, even you checked in the database, you don't have any state field. How can you get the state field without having the data in the database itself? What you have to do? You have to report to the data engineering guy, boss, my user required this one, I need the state field. Then he will take it up. He will take it up. You don't need to bother about it. Once data engineering guy, he pull the data from the upstream and he create the state field, then you can utilize that field. So here, we are depending on the data engineering guy for what? For new requirement, the entire metadata itself is not there in the database. Until unless you have the entire metadata which is there in the database, you don't need to have any dependency. That since that is a new requirement, still our ecosystem itself is not having the state. You just need to report for him. I need this data, but it is not there in the data warehouse. That's it. You got it, my point, Prasad?
Yeah, in this case, what exactly the main advantage is? Suppose let's say Tableau, Power BI also doing same thing. So they also be well connecting to the any database. They also generating the SQL at backend. But what benefit I can go for if I use a looker?
See, that's what I said, right? When did you join, Prasad? Did you join start?
20 minutes back. Yeah.
I think you have to go through the recorded video. Did you heard about this one when I am explaining?
No.
Okay then. Do one thing. I'm going to upload this video in the YouTube and
Okay.
send it in the group. You can go and watch the video, because I have already explained this query in here. What is the issue out of it? Because let me explain simple briefly to you. See, in Tableau or Power BI, what you have to do? Did you get any entire metadata of the data warehouse into your platform? According to your query or your requirement, you will extract some data, and on top of that, you will prepare the report. Am I right?
Yes, right.
But the report which you said, user will ask you what is happened, why did it happen, or you need some additional information. But it is not there in that report. Or even if he want to perform self-service capabilities, he's want to add that particular field, he need it. So it is not there in the metadata, which you said in workbook or which you said the report to him. Because always in Tableau or Power BI, you extract some particular data and you will maintain different silos or different data mates. On top of that, you will perform the cubes. Like you need from 3 data silos or 3 data marts, one particular data. Then you will perform on cube. Cube in the sense aggregating the data from multiple data silos. On top of that, you provide the report. But when you ask the user, you have to search for the data which is there in which data silo or which data in which cube. You have to search for that. If the cube is not there information, even it is asked from which cube the report is generated, then you have to look into that cube. If the cube is not having the relevant information to convince the user or to provide the user, again you have to go to the data mart. Or again data is not there in the data mart, again you have to depending on the data warehouse only. Again you have to inform to the your DBA guy or extraction or ETL guy. Every time you have to go and come into the first onwards. But in Looker, it does not at all required. You can directly connect it to the you can eliminate these intermediate things, which is blocks for you. So you can directly connect to the raw data. You can directly connect it to your transformer data. That's up to you. So you can go and have watch the video. You will get some full clarity. Did you understand brief about this?
Yeah, understand. So yeah, I will watch and I will get back to the question. But I do have.
Okay. Any other doubts, guys? I'm ready to take it up. If you don't have any doubts, other questions, like we will have one more session tomorrow. That is free session. From there, whoever is enrolled, for them, I will, take the further classes. Feel free to connect tomorrow. You don't get any call or you don't get any, like unlike other institutes, like joint training or that request. Post these 2 sessions, no one will reach you for the enrollment. If you if you interested, you have to reach me. Okay, that's all. Thanks for the join the session. See you tomorrow. Bye bye. Have a nice day, guys.